Well, hello there. Welcome back to the art room. I'm really glad you could make it today. So, have I ever told you the story of Christmas Tree Mountain? They say it's a magical place where Santa puts all of his favorite trees for the whole world to see. And one morning, I set out to try to find it. Along the way, I bumped into my old pal, the Winter Warlock. He always has a good joke, and he wished me good luck on my quest. So I hopped up on my snowboard to save some time and have a little fun. Whoa! Watch out there, that last tree almost got me. I noticed a trail cut into the pine trees. Every so often there was a huge candy cane towering overhead. I thought I saw Buddy the Elf for a second, but that must have been my imagination. Well, after a while, the whole forest took on a reddish hue, and I could smell peppermint in the air. I was entering the candy cane forest, and right after that, a river of chocolate with swirly, twirly gumdrops. I was really happy to see that the chocolate river swept me right near the cave of the Bumble Snow Monster. Well, Bumble looked really happy to see me, and he wanted to race me across the pine tree garden. I laughed so hard when he tripped over a snowball and somersaulted into the snow. Well, when I stopped laughing, I realized where I was, at the foot of a mountain. As I got closer, the giant trees parted, revealing the most beautiful sight I've ever seen. Christmas Tree Mountain. Okay, welcome back to the art room for our special Christmas edition. I just love this Luminary project that we're going to make out of our familiar Crayola air dry clay that we've been using. We'll talk about how it looks at the end a little bit more. But I'm going to get a piece of cardboard to start with. This is actually a piece of a soda carton, Canada Dry, I think. And I'm going to cut out a shape like this. It's essentially like two pieces of pizza if you'd laid them next to one another with a round bottom. Then I'm going to get my Crayola air dry clay. Here it is, wonderful stuff. And I'm going to take a nice big bit of it. In fact, I think I'm going to get all of it out of here. This one takes a lot of clay. But don't worry, we'll be putting a lot of it back after we trim some of what we don't need. So I learned after making 3 or 4 of these that it's best to start off with a kind of a conical shape, cone shape, and roll it out with a rolling pin. It looks like I've got way too much here, but I really don't, and I'm flipping it as I go. Try to work on a surface that's maybe got a plastic finish or maybe even newspaper is okay. Don't work on the bare tabletop. That was a little bit too small. Let me roll this out again, and let's get the pattern again and give it a check. Nope, not yet. And I'm going to roll it out some more, and maybe this one will do it. Try to keep it about at least a quarter of an inch thick. If it's any thinner than that, it's probably going to fall apart for you. So, at last. How about like a cookie would be, I suppose. So I'm going to lay my pattern down here and cut a line around it. You'll notice I'm giving it a little edge here to join the cone together. That's what we're really doing here, designing a cone. And I'll go across the bottom, trim that away, and let's grab it and flip it around the other direction, line it up there, and down we go with another cut. And hey, we're off to a good start. I hope you're doing okay with yours. We'll need that in a minute. But for right now, though, let's lay it down here. And I'm going to curl up my pattern until it becomes more of a cone shape. It's really going to need a little help getting to be a cone. Get some tape, and I'm going to start up at the tip because that part tends to kind of fall apart. There we go. And I'm just going to tape my tree pattern together, my form. Okay, maybe one more. Okay, great. And you notice I have a little edge there, but that won't matter because the clay will fill that in. So it doesn't have to be perfect, but We're trying to make it stand straight up on the table though. So does that look like, yeah, I think so. I think that'll stand straight up. So next I'm going to get my knife and make some little choppy indentations into the side of my clay here. This is designed to help the clay stick together better. And I've got my trusty little water dish, and we'll go over that with some water. So back to my cone here that I made, and I'm grasping it with both hands here. I'm going to ease it around my form, trying to make sure it takes the form of that cone, especially be careful about the tip. And okay, pretty good. So while I've got it in that position, I'm going to smush it together and try to make those edges meet. A little water won't hurt rather. And I'll spray that, send that around a little bit with my knife and kind of blend things together. That tip though, I think I'll add a little extra just so that I don't have any problems with that bursting through my form. So let's just get a little bit and we'll add some to the tip. Okay, hey, that's great. That's looking good. All right, our cone is doing really well. I'm going to smooth it down with a little bit of knife edge here, get it all polished in. Looking good though. All right, so this next part I'm going to see if I can make my cone stand up on the table straight, and I notice, see, it's kind of going off in one direction. So back to the scissors I go, and I'm going to trim a little bit off of the side that needs to flatten out so that it will meet that table surface. And let's see if that's going to do it. Okay, hey, almost there, almost there. I think I'll cut a little bit more off. I might even have to take a little bit of my pattern off at this point. Hey, but that's all right. Okay, let's trim that edge off, and oh, that's better. Okay, like that. And we'll go around the bottom and smooth things out a little bit. Crayola clay is just so great to work with. It's so forgiving. All right, and let's get rid of that. Okay, I'm liking it so far. Hope yours is doing all right. All right, so now that we've got this part, I'm going to think about what I want to do to decorate my my tree here. Some of these just have holes, some of them have stars, and some of them have my little cookie cutter designs in them. I think for you guys, I think we're going to do a kind of a combination of all three, so you get a feel for how they all look. So I'm going to roll out a little bit of clay here and get my little straw. I'm going to need that later, and my little cookie cutters. Little mini cookie colors, got those from the craft store. And I'm going to punch through some of these big stars. Oh, I love those. And let's see, we'll make 3 of those, and a little water down on the tree first, and then a little water on top. Let's do another one. Make sure you use some water on your finger and stick it into that kind of a soft area after you wet it down. Okay, looking good so far. Let's see, this time I think I'm going to roll out a little bit more clay, and let's go for some of these smaller circles, or stars rather. They're a little bit harder to manage because they're hard to get out of the little cookie cutter item, but it's worth it. So stay patient with it and poke those right through if you're using these, and of course lay them down into water first. And let's do another one. Yeah, hard to get out with your pencil. And why not another one? Okay. Yeah, a little more water. And messed that one up a little bit. That's all right. Okay, one more for good measure. Loving it so far. Okay. Okay, next, let's just make some little round, like Christmas ornaments, and that's an easy one. All we have to do is make these little tiny little spheres, but make sure they're nice and moist and wet that area on the tree before you stick it on, and stick them right into the tree itself. There's another one going on. Oh yeah, looking good. And another one over here, kind of trying to work my way around and fill in. All right, that's enough of that. Let's try some medium-sized stars. These are a little bit easier to work with. Really like this star motif though, don't you? And roll it out again. Get my pattern, make another star. Kind of like making Christmas cookies almost. Yeah, sticking it on the side. Okay, this next part, if you were thinking about making some garland on your tree, this is what I did, even though I'm probably not going to use it on this particular tree. Roll out a clay snake, and I got the tip of a ballpoint pen here, and I'm going to make some little kind of marks into the side of the garland so it looks a little bit more interesting. And let's see how that looks. Just kind of, yeah, that would be nice too. You could do that, but as we said, we're not going to do that on this one. Okay, to my green straw, let's see. I'm going to see if I can open up some holes in the tree, and this is kind of a nice big straw, and you can see that I'm poking a nice big hole in there. We want our light to come through when we put our lantern inside, and I'm just going to work my way around and make lots of nice holes with my straw. Sometimes you might have to help that hole out a little bit with a end of a pencil, and yeah, I'm not sure if some of those holes are all the way open, so I'm going to revisit those here in a second. But for right now, I'm going to keep on making some of these straw holes for my light to come through. Yeah, let's just open up some of those with my pencil point, just so we don't have any problems later. Yeah, that's it. That looks great. Okay, hey, why not go right through the middle of one of our stars? And those are definitely going to need a little help with our pencil. Clearing out that hole there. Okay. Hey, how about some actual holes with our star pattern? So, ooh, I like that. That's great. We just have to make sure we don't weaken our tree too much. But I think this is going to be great. I love those big star-shaped openings. Let's pick another spot. Let's see. Okay, right about there. You'll notice I'm supporting the tree as I do these things inside, or you'll squish your Christmas tree. And one up there. That'll look great. Open it up with a pencil. And I'm just working my way around the tree, making holes for my light to come out. I hope you can find a nice little light around someplace. And I'm going to smooth this all down. I think that's going to be it. I'm just going to let this harden after I smooth everything down that I can find that's got a little crack or a little funny mark. And I'm going to sit it on the windowsill, or actually I'm going to sit mine on the floor, down on the air register. So here I am, we're back in a day. It's been a whole day, and I'm going to remove the form out, and it came right out of there, looking good. It'll get a little whiter than that as it dries. Mine's only about a day old. So I'm finding these neat little battery-operated candles around the house that we had. Here's some that we had left over from Halloween, I think, that are kind of a different kind of light that you might find at your house. And this one was actually a little flashy ring we got at Halloween too. And anything you can find around here, hey, you're an artist, you can use your imagination to light up your Christmas tree. Let's scoot those aside. And I've got some cool fabric that I found after it was in our Christmas tree box. I'm going to set up a nice little thing for us to look at here, little stage, a little Christmas tree ball. Hey, there's our little guy from our gnome lesson. Don't forget him. He's good in the display too. And wow, doesn't that look terrific? Oh, that really turned out nice. I hope yours did as well. Okay. So we're going to leave it right there. Continued success with your Christmas display. So remember, no matter where you go, no matter what you do, you've got something to be proud of. You're an artist. So stick with it, and we'll see you back here next time in Mr. Shay's Art Room.